So let's start with applying our first oil today. And of course, if you don't have this one, a wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, something like that would be a nice option. So for the little vials, 4 drops is the same as 1 big drop, one of the ones that I'm using here. So see if you can put about 4 little drops into the palm of your hand and just start to rub the hands together. So from here, let's just start to smell the scent. And if you're not using oils, just think about a grapefruit. Think about a fresh grapefruit, something citrus, and notice how uplifting it is. So just cup the hands in front of the nose and just inhale. And exhale. Just noticing the scent. Noticing which scent pops out for you. Now, citrus bloom helps to reduce feelings of anxiousness and tension and promotes feelings of tranquility and cheerfulness. So go ahead and relax the hands in the lap or on the knees. I want you just to focus on those feelings for a moment. See if you can even have a little smile on your face and just turn the corners of your mouth up and just allow yourself to feel relaxed and even a little bit cheerful. Start to set the day off right. Now in today's practice, we'll begin our journey, or we'll continue our journey of self-care by focusing on self-care tip number 2, which is to energize your body through movement. Our bodies were made to move. It always feels better when you move. Whether it's taking time to stretch in a yin yoga class like this, going to the gym, or getting outside for a bike ride, think about how you move your body and how great it feels when you do. Settle in, connect to your breath as you think about movements you like to do. And for a moment, set your intention for the practice today, allowing it to be focused around moving and energizing your body to keep it fit and strong. Maybe it's a simple commitment to yourself. In our practice today, we're going to be holding our postures just a touch longer than we normally do, allowing the body to really settle in. So on the next breath, just gently blink the eyes open and keep your hips raised if they already are. If they're not, that's okay. But if they are, let's come into butterfly pose with our hips raised. So it's going to feel a little bit different when our seat is raised up a little bit. You might notice that the knees don't come down quite as much, nor should they, but giving them an opportunity just to open a little extra. Now from here, you can sit up nice and tall. If it feels better to have the hands supporting your back behind you, feel free to do that. Or you can bring the hands right up onto the feet, maybe even massaging your feet a little bit, and slowly start to settle into the posture when you are ready. Now in today's practice, we are going to explore the kidney and urinary bladder meridian as a continuation from our journey through the elements last time. So we know that the kidney and urinary bladder meridian is related to the element of water. So perhaps even just get water in your mind. Remembering that the yin organ is the kidneys and the yang organ is the urinary bladder, both of which are connected very much energetically and physically to each other. This energy meridian controls the reproductive organs, lower back health, the urinary system, blood purification, and energetic vitality. Breathe into those systems, sending your body gratitude and healing energy. Now, this energetic system is also related to the root and sacral chakras, the bottom, first and second chakras, below the belly button, and is associated with the emotions of fear and wisdom. So when this energy system or energy meridian line is out of balance, we'll tend to go on the side of fear. But when this energy system or meridian is in balance, we will go more towards wisdom and the ability to listen to our own internal wisdom. So as you open up into the inner thighs, really connect and breathe into this system, the organs, the emotions. Allowing today's practice to just be truly about self-care and healing. Slowly begin to rise, maybe even taking the hands and helping the knees come back together. Allowing the hands to come behind you, and for a moment just take those knees and go side to side, releasing into the hips and the back. And from here, come off the bolster. You can push it off to the side, and we'll come onto the back. Hugging the knees in towards the chest just for a moment. And then from here, we're going to come down into butterfly on our back. So the feet are going to come together again, knees off to the side. Now if you've got your bolster or blocks close by and the knees aren't very comfortable in this position, feel free just to sit those knees up a little bit by using some of the props. This will turn it into a little bit more of a restorative posture. Allowing the arms to come off to the side, palms open, just fully embracing the healing energy of the pose. A practice like this is done in the morning. It's really nice to just ease into your day, not focusing on pushing too hard, too fast into the postures. And of course, if this practice is done in the evening, it's nice just to encourage your body to relax, setting yourself up for sleep. Now connecting to the breath here, taking those nice big deep belly breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Connecting to the breath almost like the waves of an ocean, just flow in and out. allowing yourself to stay connected to that element of water. Maybe even in this position, asking your body for its wisdom. Asking a simple question such as, what do I need to know today? And when you ask this, just listen to what comes up. It could be a picture, it could be a feeling, it could be a word. Allowing about 3 or 4 nice big deep breaths here. On the next breath, draw the knees together and hug the knees in towards the chest, giving a gentle rock side to side. From here, you can roll off to the left or right, or just simply allow yourself to come up into a seated position, nice and easy. Now grab your pillows or bolster again, your folded blanket, whatever you've got. Let's come into fish pose. So we're going to take the bolster right into the low back, coming into now our back bends. Starting to lie the spine all the way down. Now in this position, extend the legs straight down, of course, adjusting the back to make sure that it feels good. And if you don't have a bolster, you can come right flat on your back as well, almost coming into Shavasana pose. But you can do this one without a bolster by placing your hands on the floor underneath your buttocks, tucking the shoulders in towards the ground, and then just arching into the back, maybe even popping up onto the head. Of course, that one's a little bit more of an active posture. Having the support of the bolster is nice. Now take your attention into that low back area, into the area of the kidneys. So this pose really starts to stimulate the kidney meridian. And I want you to keep your eyes closed as I go through where the kidney meridian flows in the body. And see if you can connect to that energetic line. The kidney meridian begins at the little toe on each foot. It runs through the sole, the bottom of the foot, through the arch, and up the inside of the knees and legs, entering near the tailbone. It goes up and along the longitudinal ligaments or the sides of the lower spine, connecting internally with the bladder and the kidneys. It also moves externally over the abdomen and chest, while internally flowing through the liver, diaphragm, and lungs. It also goes through the throat and ends at the root of the tongue. Both the kidney and urinary bladder meridians often also have several branches that run through both the arms and legs. So breathe into this energetic line, really, which is from the tips of the toes all the way up to the tongue. Use your breath to get that flow of energy going, helping you to release fear and step into confidence and wisdom. On the next breath, slowly bend into the knees, allowing yourself to roll off to the left or right position, hugging into fetal position for a moment. A little bit of a counter pose to the back bend, giving your lower back just a little bit of a break. And when you're ready, let's come up onto the hands and knees and we'll come into Sphinx pose. Now, you can choose to use your bolster here if you want to, or you don't have to. If you do use it, you're going to pop it just underneath the rib cage, or you can just come right down onto your stomach, coming into seal pose. So elbows are just underneath the shoulders, palms are facing down, legs are long, about hip distance apart with those feet, or just to the edges of the mat, giving your lower back lots of nice space to move. Now, as we continue into another back bend here, we're continuing to work on the kidney meridian. So just notice if the back feels okay, making sure there's no pain or sensitivities that bother you. If there are, you can send those elbows forward a little bit, allowing your chest to drop a little bit further to the ground. Or maybe you extend or just engage the buttocks a little bit to support that low back. Passive back bends like this one, like Sphinx, stimulate the energy of the kidney chi. This helps to revitalize your energy supply, giving you energy through the day. So do your best here to allow the belly and the organs to just fall towards the floor. And as best you can, relax the buttocks and the legs. Continually tune in though to see how your body feels in this position. Every once in a while, release maybe into the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and down, and then come back up into the pose. The Sphinx is such a nice, gentle back bend, allowing the whole front side of the body to lengthen while strengthening into the shoulders and the back side of the body. Now, if we're not used to it though, it can get hard on the shoulders. So remember, make any adjustments you need to. Another adjustment is kind of nice is placing the hands on the opposite elbows and just pushing the arms forward just a touch. Now we can always adjust this back bend to feel good on the back, and every day is going to feel different. Maybe you did this pose a week ago and you could go really deep into it, but maybe today it's, I'm going to release it a little bit. Now stay mindful as you keep your energy on the kidneys and that whole kidney meridian line. But the kidneys in general, they work hard for us every day without us giving them any thought. So this is such a wonderful opportunity, and an opportunity maybe a thing that we don't normally do, but a great opportunity to just send that healing and positive energy to those organs, to the kidneys, and giving thanks and gratitude for supporting our body. That mind-body connection is a very, very powerful healing agent, one that so many people forget about. Many people have healed their physical body from debilitating things by learning to adjust and connect to that energy. Now, in the next breath, take the hands underneath the shoulders, pushing yourself back into child's pose. So knees come nice and wide, toes together. Arms can be extended as the forehead comes to the ground, continuing to release the belly to the ground, or you can have the arms bent, maybe stacking the forehead onto the hands. So you choose whatever position is going to feel best for you. Now, when you're in child's pose is a wonderful pose. It is so good for so many things: the back, the hips, the shoulders, the chest, as well as just an opportunity to surrender. So as you're here breathing, surrendering all fear, all tension, all anxiety, almost visualize. I always visualize those more negative emotions as black smoke. So almost visualize the black smoke or black energy just flowing into the earth, being taken away to the core, leaving you feeling content, happy, compassionate, and full of wisdom. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise. And let's drop back into Sphinx pose. Now, you might choose to this time use your bolster, a little bit more supported. I'm going to give you an option here for Sphinx. Now, you can choose if your body is ready to go a little bit deeper into seal pose. And that basically means extending your arms out straight and pushing into the hands and shoulders to lift. So really great for strengthening the upper body. Right, opening into the chest. You can also draw those hands back a little bit, keeping those arms straight and go a little bit deeper. Or if that's just a little bit too much for you, keep the elbows on the ground. Sometimes I like to go between straight arms and bent arms, just depending on what my body feels like doing. So this is our final back bend of the day. So continue to breathe into that chi of the kidney meridian. And just begin to feel the flow of energy as you move and take care of your body in this pose. Focusing on that self-care of moving and energizing your body. Got about 1 more minute here in this posture. Maybe about 8 to 10 more breaths. Breath. Take the hands underneath the shoulders again, coming up to hands and knees. Sending that bolster, if you're using it, off to the side. And from here, come on down to a seated position. Now we're going to lengthen into the left leg. Now, a couple of options here. So you can take that left leg off to the side, allowing you to open a little bit more into the inner thigh. If you feel like you would rather open into the hamstrings, you can extend that leg forward, okay? So I'm probably gonna go here today, but either way is going to be just perfect. So you can choose to, again, either have the leg out wide and come forward, getting into that inner thigh, or square the shoulders up to the leg and lean into the posture from here. Perhaps you go somewhere in between. So start by sitting up tall, and whichever position, whichever way you choose to go into it, slowly start to lean into the pose. Hands can be behind you for more support if you wish, or just allowing the hands to come here into the front. Now, as we start to transition into our forward folds, which are counter postures to those back bends, we start to stimulate the urinary bladder meridian. Keep the eyes closed, and as I explain where the urinary bladder goes, see if you can tune in to where that line is. Now, this meridian starts at the inside of the eyes. It goes up the forehead and across the crown and enters the brain. It then runs down the back body parallel to the spine. One branch goes into the body at the lumbar spine and connects with the kidneys and urinary bladder. Outer branches of this line run all the way down the backs of the legs and end at the little toes. So breathe into this energetic line, connecting to the urinary bladder, giving it thanks and gratitude for being here today. Allowing just another breath or two here. The next breath, allowing yourself to rise up, and we'll rotate just to the other side. So extend that right leg. Again, either having that leg straight out, maybe off to the side, and then either squaring the shoulders over top of the leg, or allowing the shoulders to come off to the side of the leg. Now, as we know, this pose stimulates the urinary bladder channels that run down both sides of your back, along either sides of your spine and down the back of your legs. So we're hitting the muscles that are in those areas as well as that energetic line. And just knowing that whatever we do here with the urinary bladder affects the kidney channels and vice versa. So this forward bend is a really nice counter pose to the back bends that we just did. And another way just to enhance both the kidney and the urinary bladder energy. Allowing us to use our energy to heal our body. Sure, at any time, we are looking, of course, to come into the pose and find stillness. But if we get about halfway through the hold and we start to feel like something needs to be shifted, maybe you need to back off a little bit, maybe you need to go a little bit deeper. Remember to always make those adjustments as you need to, and then settle into the pose. Breath, slowly begin to rise up. Now from here, if you have a wall close by, I'm going to get you to go nice and close to the wall and throw the legs up the wall. But if you don't, you can just come right onto your back and allow the legs to float up to the sky. Now, I really like to use a bolster or a blanket under this. So if you do have one, just lift the hips up and place the sacrum just on top of the block or the bolster or pillow or whatever you have. And then from here, allow the legs to come to the sky. You'll notice that it's actually a little bit easier to keep the legs just free floating in the sky when the hips are up on something. As you settle into the pose and reconnect to your breath, just remember that there are 3 principles to yin yoga that we really always want to follow. And the first principle is to go to an edge, go to your, I suppose, comfortable edge. Meaning that we go to the point of stretch or lengthening that is just about at our edge. Making sure that we've got this nice balance between challenging ourselves in the stretch but yet not pushing too far into the stretch. Now this position is a really nice passive pose. What I love about this pose is that it's very calming for the mind. So especially when your legs are just passively up the wall, if you're having trouble sleeping, this tells the body to literally just calm and relax. Any inverted pose like this one helps to draw the old lymph fluid and the venous blood or deoxygenated blood. It helps to bring that fluid back to the core center for reoxygenation, for cleansing, and then redistribution around the body. Very healing posture. You'll find with this posture, if you have the hips raised a little, you'll get to a point where you don't even feel like you're holding the legs up at all. They're just floating. And it's kind of a neat sensation. You might feel a little movement, just the natural movement of the body. Just allow that to happen. Allowing the breaths to be long and strong, deep. Feeling that nice sense of peace and relaxation. Almost feeling the alignment of your energy in the body. On the next breath, hug the knees in towards the chest. And if the bolster is underneath your hips, just lift the hips off and push the bolster away. From here, you can roll off to the left or right side and find a nice position to come up, or if you can, just nice and easy, come up to a seated position. From here, let's extend the legs straight out in front of us, coming into a nice forward fold. Just a nice final back bend. From here, sitting tall and surrendering into the pose. Now, the second principle of Yin Yoga that we want to follow is that we want to become still. We might feel some muscular engagement, but stretched, lengthened. And allowing ourselves to be mentally willing just to completely surrender to the experience. And the more we surrender to the experience, the more we get out of the practice. The third principle of Yin Yoga is to hold the poses for an extended period of time, which we will always do between 3 and 5 minutes. This allows the body to just completely relax, lengthening into that connective tissue and enhancing our flexibility. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise up, allowing the hands to come behind you, shining the chest to the sky, getting a nice big counter pose here. And come on up, keep that right leg extended, bend into the left leg, cross that left foot across the right knee, sitting up tall, allowing your right arm to shine to the sky as your left arm comes behind you for support. Now from here, just rotate your shoulders and then drop that right arm, and it's going to land right on the opposite side of that left knee. Now from here, making sure the shoulders roll back and down and away from the ears, and gently start to look behind the left shoulder. Now, if it is more comfortable, you can also hug into that knee if it doesn't feel good, kind of having your weight on that left arm. Wherever you are, think about that rotation, just nice and gentle in the spine. Nice big breaths in and out. Expanding the lungs, expanding the rib cage, the diaphragm, the belly. Few more breaths here. And on the next exhale, release. And from here, extend the left leg. Bend into the right. Cross that right ankle over the left knee and getting to the same position, same way here. So that right arm can come behind you for support. Left arm comes to the sky. Rotate the shoulders towards the right and let that arm drop down. Again, making any adjustments here you want to. I sometimes prefer hugging that knee in towards the chest, allowing me to sit tall without any pressure on the shoulders. So find your position, close your eyes, and just allow your body to connect. Breathing into the energetic lines. For a final few moments, just sending your body love, gratitude, and healing energy as you take this time for self-care. next breath. Release here. Extend the legs all the way out. Come down onto your back. Coming into our final pose of Shavasana, our corpse pose. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath the back, palms open, and just start to feel how different you feel now as opposed to when you started the practice. Embrace that healing energy that you have opened up into the body. Congratulating yourself for taking time to move and take care of your body. One of the most important things we can do for ourselves. Taking a few last moments of stillness and silence, just embracing this present moment. Next breath, gently start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allowing your next breath to be a little bit deeper as you raise the arms overhead, going into a nice big stretch, maybe a yawn. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving that low back a little massage by gently rocking side to side. Rolling off to the left or right hand side, coming into fetal position. Resting your head on your bicep. When you're ready, slowly coming up to a seated position. Now, if you have your oils nearby, go ahead and grab a couple of drops. I'm going to finish with wild orange. So wild orange is in the citrus bloom, so if you have that one, use that. Rub the hands together. Breathing in the scent. Now, of course, if you don't have the oils with you, I want you just to close your eyes and imagine the fresh scent of a fresh cut orange. Just allowing the healing energy of that citrus fruit to come into the body. Allowing the body to be uplifted and feel happy. Taking the hands to heart center, taking those positive emotions with you off the mat and into your week. And remember to focus on self-care tip number 2, which is to move and energize your body. Focus on movement this week and take note of how good your body feels when you do. Wishing you all love, light, and many blessings. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.